Well, I'm glad I work in the world of learning because this budget process has proven to be quite the teacher this year, and this is like my 10th year of the process. But not just for me. I know many residents, including children and adults, students and staff. Collective bargaining offered its own coursework for learning, and then having a $150 million shortfall provided another way of seeing things, and then further yet when the agreement had to be rebargained. And while I'm glad that we've all learned and certainly seen a huge surge in advocacy and interest, I've worked so hard over the last few months to avoid the pain of these cuts. I wouldn't even admit that it was going to happen until May 8th, or 6th. But I was reading some of the obituaries about Congressman Connolly and remembering seeing him standing on what is now Mosaic. It used to be a dilapidated, rundown movie theater space. I remember that with my own eyes. And to see that he, with others, really worked to create big things that benefited the whole county. And now I think about all the elementary schools we have here, the mixed housing, the metro station, the business, and I want us to get back to that when there's this vision of all of us really thriving here. So I've said before, there are two truths about the budget here in Fairfax and probably in other places in Virginia. One is that the Board of Supervisors provides more money each year, and as such, FCPS has received more money each year. That's totally true. But the second truth is that FCPS requires more money each year to maintain the level of public education expected in this community. And I'm hard-pressed to think of anything in demand now that costs less than it did now than the prior year. That's why we have cost of living adjustments, and that's why we have inflation calculations, right? I mean, we know that it will go up. But there is a third truth, and this relates to the percent of revenue. And this is a huge lesson, and I think where we really need to have that conversation with the Board of Supervisors, because it's that percent share of taxpayer dollars that has declined over years. And I'm still identifying the data. I know the superintendent has unearthed it. It was a rallying cry last year, but the bottom line is, last year we had 52.7% of that revenue, and this year it's 51.5%. So when the superintendent proposes a budget based on prior years, it's not unreasonable. It's based on historical data. And so I look at places like Prince William, where they have a set rate of 57%, and they can do other work and not have to debate it every year. So the biggest thing that I would love to do together as a board is work with the county board in a much better collaborative way, but we don't get to decide that alone, right? So I really hope that the county board, we can sit together, share information better, talk about how we can really spend our tax dollars in the best ways so we can really have that Fairfax that we all came to live here for or stayed here for. Thank you.